The very first day that I went out knocking, I made $2,000.
Let's
So
go. All right, welcome back. Got another great story here. This is Colin. Have you been to a quarterly yet?
I have not. I've
Cool.
been here for about 6 weeks or so. Qualified a couple weeks ago, so I
Oh,
will be
let's
going.
go. Cool. I
Yes,
wasn't sure if
sir.
we'd met in person yet. Dude, six. You've been here 6 weeks, you said?
That was like July 28th I came out. That was the first day. So,
Bro, so I didn't realize you were that fresh. So cool. What we
mhm.
like to show is a balance of stories of people that have been here a little while and then people that are what I would call brand new because you can see how much momentum you can create quickly. And I think your story kind of represents that. But yeah, so let's give people a little bit of an idea of who you are, right? So the goal of this is that people that are, considering the company, doing their research or due diligence as they should, hear stories from real people that maybe resonate with them. So tell me a little bit about the circumstances you were in before you came out to royalty.
Yeah, so as most people did before royalty, I went to college. I tried that out for a year. I was going to study to become a cardiologist. So
Wow.
that in turn is about 13 years of college. Got through my first year and I was like, I realized, dude, I have another 12 years. There's no way I can do this. I was working my summer job as like a summer camp manager. I happened to see an ad on Instagram. I was like, you know what? Let's take a chance on myself and let's see how I can do and see where I could go with this.
Let's go. So, what was it about the ad that caught your attention? Was it the money? Was it the people you saw in it? What kind of caught your attention?
I think obviously money's great and money's amazing. I think the culture behind everything from what I was kind of seeing and hearing about it is really what got me. Like, even if it didn't work out money wise, you'd still grow in so many different aspects of your life.
That's an interesting point. We even put this on some of the forums. It's like, hey, if you made the same or less money, but you improved your life in the gym and diet, all these things, would you still do it? And we look for the people that say yes, because like money is important, but it's a byproduct. I mean, it's like your lifestyle. I saw a quote today that said, like, are your habits developing who you want to be in the future or preserving your past or something like that? Which is like very true, right? You get plugged into an environment, you're dialed. So, what was it like coming out here your first week? Like, how did you change? How did you adapt? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so the first week was actually pretty cool. Where I am from, it's about a 14-hour drive. So I drove all the way
Wow.
through, got here about 6 p.m. First guy I saw was Derek, my trainer. Absolutely stoked, like when you first meet all the guys. The very first day that I went out knocking, I made $2,000.
Let's
So,
go. What? Let's
like,
talk about validating. How did that feel? Knowing 2 grand's coming your way.
yeah, so I got dropped off in a neighborhood that I picked, and I was like, you know what? Let's just go see what I can do. And by the end of the day, I was like blowing up my mom's phone, blowing up my dad's phone, texting Derek, like, bro, this is unreal. And then when you actually see like what you've been told, like actually pay off, is kind of crazy.
Yeah. So, did we hold that money from you? Have you seen that money? Like, people are pretty skeptical about whether they actually get paid on stuff. What has that been like?
Oh no, so it's like any other job. Obviously, you have to let it process, but it's a bi-weekly check. So after that first week or so, I got that check 2, 3 weeks later, and then you consistently get those checks every 2 weeks or so.
So we didn't just promise you money and not deliver it.
No, absolutely not.
I don't think people believe us, which I get. You know what? I get it. A lot of jobs, especially in door to door, they pay you like 3 months later, or they don't pay you at all. And we just want to clarify that's not the case. Okay, so tell me about, like you said, you're blowing up your parents' phone, or your mom's phone.
Yeah, like I was calling my mom and dad because as most people are when you first come out, they're super skeptical, right? They're like, "Oh, you're gonna get trafficked. They're gonna scam you. They're not gonna actually pay you this, that, yada yada."
Yeah.
And then I called them and they're like, "Wow, this is actually insane." And now they're actually blowing my phone up every day, just telling me how proud they are of me to be able to go and do all this. So
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
yeah.
And they're like, hey, that DoorDash order, if you could just knock that out. No, it's good. But on a real note, so like tell me about that. Like now that you've, started making money, have you been able to give back? What kind of stuff have you been able to do with it?
Yeah, so right now what I'm trying to do is kind of grow my money in investments because this is obviously a long-term game.
Yeah.
So only be in the company about 6 weeks or so. I'm
Oh
already
yeah.
top
Okay.
in the whole company. But I mean, I did go and buy my dad like a golf set or whatever. So I was like 500, or I guess not set, but irons. So I was like $500, $600.
Let's go. How'd that feel?
For,
How's his reaction to that?
I have not given it to him yet. I actually go
Oh,
on August or October 1st. So that's when he will see that.
that's
So yeah.
awesome, man. How does it feel going from what I assume was like kind of were they helping you with college at all?
Not really. So with college, thankfully, I did have pretty good academics in high school, so I had a full ride to where I was
Oh,
going.
cool.
But I mean, at the same time, you're still in college. I mean, I lived at home because it was a community college, so they're cooking
Yep.
for me, paying for all
Yep.
that stuff. So
How does it feel to go from that to now being so independent that you can give him a luxury?
Oh, absolutely. It's insane. I mean, having a company that pays for your housing, that takes off a lot of burden just from the job on its own. So that I feel like that really allows us to be able to stack the money that we're able to get, in turn being able to give back to the people who have been providing for us for so long. So definitely is a great feeling to give that luxury back.
That's awesome. It's only going to grow with time. How does it feel to be around a group of people that are also mostly high income earners as well? Like, how has that changed your perspective of maybe what's possible or what's normal?
Oh, absolutely. So when I first got out here, one of the first couple days that I've been here is when my trainer Derek bought his Audi. So just seeing that in a couple months, what I could do is go and do that same exact thing was kind of crazy to me to see. There's a couple guys that are on the team that are really knowledgeable in stocks as well. So they've been helping a lot, just being able to pursue and kind of go through that process as well.
How do you see your future now compared to before you came out?
My future before, like I knew no matter what I'm gonna do, I feel like I'll be successful. But going that route, I wouldn't even start making money till I was be like 33 years old pursuing a doctor. Whereas with this company, I could see myself being financially free by that same age rather than having to start then. So
That's
it's
awesome.
definitely a big difference.
That's awesome. So, talking about your habits and your lifestyle, like, a lot of, I think that there's a conception that door to door is maybe an unhealthy lifestyle or doesn't, support good habits, but I like to think we're different. Tell me about that. What's your life been like?
Yeah, so I would say actually quite the opposite. A lot of people give this negative connotation towards door-to-door sales, but it's really just what company you're with, essentially. So with the guys where I wake up at 6:30, read my Bible for about 30 minutes, cook some food, get ready for the day. We have a morning meeting where we sit down, we all just talk through things, what we could do better, what we could fix, what's been going on good. We all hit the gym together, we come home, eat again, get ready for the doors, then we'll go out and knock. And after we get done knocking, we'll come home, cook, again, talk about different things, and then just hang out with the guys and just grow together, really. So I think it's quite the opposite of what the perspective is.
That's awesome. Do you feel like you've grown a lot in the last 6 weeks?
Oh, absolutely. So, like, in more way than one, because, like, you're in the gym every day and you're actually forced to be consistent. So, that's one thing that I've noticed a lot is, like, my physical appearance. I've definitely have more of a stature now than before. Financially, with the job, obviously making great money. That's a side benefit that's been nice. But the biggest thing that I've definitely noticed is mentally. Before, I had an attitude where I cared about what everybody thought about me, and like I made every move that I could to make sure everybody else was happy. Whereas now, like I'm realizing, you got to do what you can do to make yourself happy, and you got to be able to pursue what you want.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Let's say you see someone who's in a similar position, they're in school, it's common right now that I think school, I don't want to say school fails people, but there's a misconception around everybody should go to college and like it's the next best step. What would you say to the person who's in that phase right now that's kind of stuck? They're like, dude, I just feel like this isn't the move for me. Like, how would you advise that person?
Yeah, so that exact scenario actually did happen. One of my buddies back home was going into college, getting ready to get out, and he hit me up and he was like, "Hey, I've been seeing your stuff because I like to try to post content, trying to get people to get out here." And he was like, "I'm going to college, but I don't know like what the right path is." I was like, "Dude, the biggest problem or the biggest risk that you can take is by not taking a risk on yourself." So living that same 9 to 5 lifestyle that everybody else is going to do, it's not going to set you apart from the pack. It's going to just keep you consistent on where you're at rather than elevating where you need to be.
Yeah. No, great. How old are you, by the way?
I'm only 19 years old.
You're 19. Yeah,
Yes,
that's I
sir.
mean, that's a lot of wisdom. I think if there's any kind of pattern that we see in these interviews is the wisdom and the maturity level. Like we're not talking to I mean, sure, we might have an 18-year-old or something in the company that's fresh from high school that, makes a bunch of money and goes and blows it and but that happens, right? But the top performers you constantly see, and these are the people that you are surrounded by when you join the company. And I think I want to emphasize this. The people that you see on these calls are the people that you could be next to in a house. Like it's
Yes.
not like, hey, we just put the top guys over here. You're gonna get put in some low performing, terrible area. Like we try to put ideally all new recruits in the top performing teams. Like we want that. We want the top performing teams to be rewarded with new recruits too. So it's like cool to even think about that. Someone watching this interview could be knocking next to you at some point if they join, which is cool. But what I was saying is the maturity level of your mindset. Like you're far beyond 19-year-olds. Like I wouldn't, by the way you speak, I would not guess that you were that young, which is amazing. Because imagine you're 25, like what, 6 years from now, like how much that compounds and how much these lessons, like I'm sure even your family mentions it if they notice it, but like your perspective, you're exposed to things, you're getting coached by people that are like you haven't been to the quarterly yet, but at the quarterly, there's a gentleman named Ben Newman we've had come out. You may have seen some of his Zoom calls, but like that's a guy he's been in high performance coaching for longer than you've been alive. So think about how many lessons he has that you're going to learn directly. You get to talk to him after. He wants to pour into you. He gives a super huge discount on his like I think he has like a monthly group coaching that he does for outsiders too. And like he royalty an extreme discount on that because he wants to pour into them. So having that kind of access at 19, like, you're going to be so far wiser than and there's no downside or no disrespect to college, but you're not exactly learning from people that are where you want to be, where these guys like have made it on their own. They've been through trials. So I think that's awesome. I can see that in your stature here on this call. But yeah, what else would you say to like someone who's considering, like what should they expect? I mean, give a realistic expectation. What we do isn't easy. What would you tell them to, hey, this is what to expect to be successful?
Yeah, so similar to what I said before, I think the biggest thing is having a consistent game plan for every day. So one of the guys that are higher up than me, he likes to say consistency creates insanity, and when you become insane, you're able to accomplish whatever you want, right? Wise words from Mitch Dockman.
Oh, that's great.
Yes,
Mitch is a
sir.
manager for anybody who doesn't know. He runs teams of teams.
Yes, sir. So really what to expect is just that as long as you are willing to put in the work and grind, because it's what I like to tell people, it's like an easy, hard grind. So like the job itself is entry level. Anybody can do it. Anybody can be successful. It just depends how hard you want to work and how bad you really want to see yourself elevate from the pack. So the biggest thing to expect is whatever you put in is what you're going to get out from it, from what I've seen.
So imagine like your ideal person you want to work with, like picture them. How would you describe the person that you want to work next to? Say they're watching this and they want to potentially join. How would you describe that person? Their characteristics, their mannerisms, their confidence?
Yeah, so I've been talking to my trainer recently, and I think something that could be happening soon is I might get bumped up to trainer. So looking at that kind of scenario, someone that I would really look into is someone who's willing to be able to get that grind going, but also someone who's a sponge. And by that I mean someone who's willing to absorb what you're telling them and apply it instantly and consistency. Where rather than having someone who's just saying, "Hey, I can do it," and then they go back to their old ways 2 to 3 days later.
That's awesome.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Cool, man. Well, dude, I really appreciate you coming out here and sharing your story. I know it's one thing to go out there and hustle and grind. It's another thing to be willing to kind of pour into others for like very little benefit. I mean, like there's obviously benefits of bringing friends out there, and I'm transparent. There's recruiting bonuses and things, but at the end of the day, what I think happens when you become successful is you want to see others be successful, and it's not out of a selfish reasoning, right? There's a lot of people out there that are recruiting people to difficult and non-performing jobs for like malicious reasons, but for us it's like if someone watches this, they don't even know who you are and they don't even talk to you and they join it, they literally will change their life, or ideally. I mean, I don't want to speak that everybody will, because there's people that come out and they just quit and they're just quitters and it is what it is, but there's a chance they could change their life. If someone wants to reach out to you and ask you questions and see if it was real or the checks were fake, where can they reach you?
So I have a couple different platforms. I post a lot on TikTok. It's just my first and last name, Colin.Fullick. Same as Instagram. Both places are able to reach me, and then we would be able to help out, whether give you more information or even help you try to have an opportunity of getting on the team.
Yeah. Go talk to them. Anybody who's skeptical, which I totally understand, you maybe saw an ad, you maybe saw a video from a rep, who knows how you got involved. Like, I'm the type where for the videos that we post here, like go reach out to the reps. Like, we're not hiding, obviously only if you're comfortable putting it out there, but you are. Like, we're not hiding, like don't go talk to them. Like you can even find reps that had that left and they still speak highly of it because they just had such a good experience. Like, very rarely is there a bad experience. Any final thoughts, any final words you'd say to someone who's like, yeah, I really like this guy, I think I could see myself doing this?
Nah, man, the biggest thing I'd say is just take the risk on yourself. Like I said before, the biggest risk you can take is not taking a risk on yourself. Not being willing to take those steps that are able to elevate you from the pack is really what's just going to set you being complacent, really. So be willing to take those extra steps to make yourself better.
Love it. Well, y'all heard it from him, man. If you want to be the person who can make $2,000 in a day, your first day, which is insane, then you got to take those actions, man. I appreciate you coming on here.
Absolutely.